Welcome to my video of the Philips Fidelio L3s. As you can see, they are a closed back design. They do look, now at a quick glance, they do look like the X3, which are open back, but these are definitely closed back. That's what they look like. These are obviously your Bluetooth headphones for on the go. High res supported, which I'll talk about later on, and they do support noise cancellation and the hear-through mode, the ambient mode. Full disclaimer is I got these from Amazon UK. I was not paid to do this video, and all the thoughts and opinions are my own. And yeah, let's get into the video. So before I even open the box, just quickly run over what it says on the side. Dual microphone for clear calls. Call quality was average, but I'll talk about that later on. 32 hours, that's about right. Again, I'll talk about that later on. Fast charging, they do fold flat, which is good for if they're around your neck. Let's turn this around. So that's what they look like on some guy's head. Again, at a quick glance, they do look like the X3s. Noise cancellation, touch controls like gesture controls. Premium design, they are very well built. They use that mirror head leather, if that's correct pronunciation. High-res audio. The link to the app, which is a mess, but I'll talk about that later on. And yeah, let's get into what's actually inside. So when you open the box, you do get these two. So obviously that's slid out of there. Obviously very nice. Kind of the same when I reviewed the X3s, you do get this fine Scottish leather, and is real leather. If you could smell this, it is real leather. So you get this, and you get this nice kind of carry case. And in here is the actual guide. But yeah, this is what the case looks like. Mine's a little bit, it's been a little bit of dust because I've been using it on and off for the last couple of weeks. You can see kind of the stitching. There's Philips there. It is very well made. You can just see what it's like. And yeah, let's carry on. Before I get to the headphones, which are in there, this is the user guide, which is actually kind of useful. They're not very difficult to use. They're very straightforward. That's what they look like. That's just kind of rules, regulations in a million different languages. That's what that is. But how to charge it, charging time 2 hours, which is about right. How to pair with Bluetooth. All the information is there, but how the colours change. Sometimes it was a bit hit and miss. Gesture controls, which are on the right ear cup. So play, pause in the middle. Obviously swipe forward, next track, left, previous track, volume up and down. I found it hit and miss. You can't beat real buttons at all. Power buttons there, usual kind of stuff there. Same, the middle button, which is play, pause, and answer call, end call, or cancel the call. Same information there. The button, which I'll show you, is Active Noise Cancellation on, off, and the hear-through ambient pass-through mode, whatever you want to call it, is there. That's to mute people, just putting your hand over the side. That's kind of cool. There's a headphone jack there, which is 1.2 meters. And there, that's for actually using calls. It uses the microphones, and yeah, that's it. So onto the headphones. So you get this really nice case, which is actually built quite well. Card and everything to keep it secure. Information about the app, I will explain that later, and it's not good, it's negative. You can also check this, if you check that on the Google Play Store, you will see what I mean by about how negative it is. But that's only when this video is made. Unless Philips does something miraculous with the app, it's not good. Anyway, let's get these out. Silica gel to stop moisture. In here is the 3 things, which is a airplane adapter, which is kind of cool. So at least they have portability on the mind. Type C to USB-A charging, and it's branded. And yeah, a 2.5 to 3.5 cable, which is 1.2 meters. Now there's that the way. And what you actually finally want to see is here, fingerprint magnet. You can already see fingerprints from before. Obviously that there, as you can see, which looks kind of odd. It actually is a proximity sensor, so if your music's playing, it will pause when you take them off your head, and then play it again when you pull them back. It looks kind of strange. It does work, but you can't turn it off, which is kind of a negative. Headphones fold flat, so if this is around your neck, it'd sit flat on your chest like that. So, and yeah, that's it. Good angle. Look underneath. Power, obviously type C there, power there. Obviously that one by my thumb is the power mode, that's for call assistance. There is an LED by my right thumb, and that's for the headphone jack. So very, very straightforward. And yeah, let's get on to the actual review. That's what the pad's super soft. So yeah, finally on to the actual review. There hasn't really been much coverage of these since the release, maybe like October last year. I think they've only just really recently came out. But strange that there's no feedback. But anyway, yeah, let's get on to battery. Battery life is actually quite good, around 30 hours with the ANC on. And with it off, you gain 3-4 hours, so it's actually pretty good. Obviously type C there, power, that is, if you turn it on, active noise cancellation is on by default. Press it again to turn it off, and then hear through mode. Active noise cancelling works actually okay. It's not the best, it's not the worst. There is a noise floor though using it, so bear in mind. Obviously that's for call assistance, and that's obviously the headphone jack there. So this is where the gesture is. You'd have no idea that it works, but you play, pause, next track, previous track, volume up and down. I found it kind of hit and miss. I wish there was physical buttons somewhere, would help. There is enough space on the actual shell. But anyway, you can't. It works okay, but sometimes it's really easy just to press the wrong thing. So unless they do fix that kind of in a firmware update in the future, but as it stands now, that's just how it is. Connection was perfectly fine. These are Bluetooth 5 as far as I'm aware. And using it with my Poco F2 Pro, I get aptX HD, which is obviously very good. That's why they state as high res as well on the box. Sound quality, straight into sound. A very balanced sound signature. They put a lot of effort into tuning these. These sound a lot better than I expected. These are closed backs, as you can see. But yes, very balanced. Not overly bright. They've got very good details. Separation's good, even when there's a lot going on. The separation of instruments is actually very good. They work very well across a lot of genres, I found as well. But yeah, so basically the overall sound is balanced with a little bit of warmth to it. Very inoffensive tuning, but very well done tuning. I was quite surprised. And that's actually the best thing about these, is the actual tuning. But yeah, not much really to say. They do a really good job across everything I've tried. which is good. Yeah, so on to pairing. Pairing seems a bit hit and miss. This is still like the launch firmware. There hasn't been any firmware updates yet, as far as I'm aware, but sometimes it's good, sometimes it seems a little harder to pair. You have to like power cycle them, then it works, but when it's connected it seems fine. So yeah, the app is absolutely terrible. On Google Play Store, the stars are 1 out of 5, which is an indication of how bad they are. As in, it's that bad the app doesn't work for these headphones. You connect them and nothing works. In the app, you're supposed to be able to do firmware updates, I think EQ, and you can adjust like how the noise cancelling works and the ambient mode. But unfortunately, that can't be done because the app is awful. I really hope they fix that, and the stars on Google Play should dictate how bad it is. So yeah, no app proper support yet. Hopefully they fix that ASAP, and if they do, I will add information in the description. But as it stands, the app's terrible. So microphones, average at best. I would not recommend these for long calls. For really short, brief calls, then it might be okay, but for longer periods of time, I don't recommend these for like kind of phone calls. You've seen the buttons. The usability is fine, apart from the gestures, obviously on the right ear cup, which is a bit of a shame. Comfort. See, headband is. It looks like a suede kind of Alcantara. Actually very good. There is quite a lot of adjustment. So there you go. I'm quite lucky I have it on the smallest because I have a smaller head. Comfort of these is good. The pads are very soft, as you can see, very soft pads. I found the clamp on these to be like basically perfect for me. But if you have a larger head, because that's soft, your ears may touch the material. That just depends on depends on what your head shape is. The pads do angle slightly, so the bottoms are slightly thinner than the top. Might be easier just to see there. It's a bit thin on the bottom. No issues with comfort, but this material doesn't breathe, so it might get a bit hot on your head after a period of time. And now it's summertime when this video is filmed, well, getting up to summer. Warm climates may not be the most suitable for this, which is a problem. But apart from that, the actual comfort is actually quite good. I couldn't really fault it like at all. But yeah, overall build quality is actually, yeah, they've done a nice job. Very plain looking, really subtle, which I like. There's a little bit of adjustment there. You can see how the clamp is. There's a bit of a clamp. If you've got a larger head, you could probably feel it. And obviously the pads are thin. Isolation on these is actually quite good, obviously, because it's closed back. Active noise cancellation, like I said earlier, it works okay. It really should a little bit better for what its price is. Ambient mode works okay as well. These are not like Jabra. I know Jabra's IEMs, but I like the category you should compete. And like my Jabras do perform better for noise cancelling and the ambient mode. Obviously they're in-ear monitors, so it's a bit different, but it's good to test something with the same kind of functions. So yeah, they do work okay. Again, firmware updates may improve it. I don't know as of this video. But yeah, on the whole, they are okay, but they should be better. But overall performance is actually okay. They are a little bit heavy for the size. All the weight is in the cups. They use 40mm drivers, but like latency and everything like that, I had no issue with latency. It was quite good. But yeah. I'm just going to show you what they look like. So left and right, obviously that mutes it when you take them on and off your head. if you'll focus. Yeah, build seems actually quite good. And yeah, shame really about the cons. They shouldn't really exist. Like, they've released this before the app was even finished, and the app's kind of important. But yeah, I would prefer physical buttons. And yeah, on to the conclusion. So my conclusion of the Philips Fidelio L3s, not to be confused with the X3s, is on the whole they are actually okay, but for the price, when I had these, was $299, but it has dropped to $260 as of this video, is they really should be better for that, especially to release a product where the app, which is important to the headphones, doesn't work at all. And kind of the control system on here, it really should be better. I prefer real buttons, but with practice and updates it may make it a bit smoother. But they do sound great. I can't fault the sound at all. They sound better than I expected. Obviously the battery life's good as well. Maybe firmware updates may improve the ANC and the hear-through mode as well. Obviously, like I said, the pads may get warm on your head, and the clamp as well. But on the whole, they are quite good. But do I really recommend these for the price? When you've got products like from Bose, Sennheiser and Sony, and all them actually do make really good portable headphones, which are like these, and it's pretty hard to recommend at the time of this video, but if they can fix a few things through updates, then this will make this more competitive. But I think as of this video, when this is made, the competition is probably the better options, either Sony, Bose and Sennheiser, and obviously all the other brands exist. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and take care.